Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
This episode is presented by Body Coat. Give your car the Body Coat treatment. They have a free valet service anywhere in Bangalore. They're completely paperless and app-based, eco-friendly with usage of water to a fraction. Check them out. Also, subscribe to our channel, tap that bell icon.
Yes, bring it on. I'm excited too.
Oh my God, it's the girl who looks like Jim Carrey.
You know.
Jeez. So, you're a stand-up comedian. You're joining us all the way from Orlando in Florida. Congratulations on 1 million followers on TikTok. You're on Patreon. Jeez.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Let's start to the
What
year.
a year. I know, it's crazy. Ever since Thanksgiving. November. It's been good. It's been real wild.
Heather Shaw, you are blowing up on the internet like how? You are such a superstar. And you're such a brutal stand-up comedian as well. I love your mean sense of humor.
Yes.
Thank you for being part of this call. I'm sure your mom or Jim Carrey has a whole lot of explaining to do. What's going on here?
I know. I keep saying, Mom, did you let Jim stick it in? But she keeps saying no. She denies it. She's always going to deny it. I don't know. My dad is like, I'm questioning everything now. So it's real fun for them, I'm sure.
But when did you start noticing the fact that, hey, wait a second. Did you start receiving a whole lot of friends of yours saying that I see an uncanny resemblance to Jim Carrey? Was it your teenage years, schooling?
It was actually when I was like 8 years old. So like Ace Ventura had just come out. And I started just being like, alrighty then, doing all that. And my babysitters would just make me do it all the time, which I always say is better than them, touching me. So that's good. But so I would just do impressions of Jim Carrey, but it was just really easy. It was never like I had to get it down. It just naturally, as like an 8-year-old, I could just kind of move my mouth like that. So I think I have his mouth, I think, which helps, makes it a lot easier. I don't have to like practice it. I can just do this.
And when did you actually start making peace with the fact that, yeah, man, I do look like him?
I think I was always fine with it. I wasn't like walking around in school and stuff being like, look what I can do. You know what I mean? I kind of didn't like bring attention to it because I didn't want to be that person that was just like, I can do that, So, but I was always fine with it. And then I started comedy and I didn't want to bring attention to it either, just because I didn't want to be that person that was just like, an impressionist on stage. So, but after like sets, I would get off and people would be like, you know who you look like? And I'd be like, yeah, I know, Jim Carrey. But, I think it's just a natural thing. It just looks like him.
Right. And, it's the crazy world of the internet. By the way, I love the stuff you do on Omegle. More than anything, I love the fact that you just try your writing, you just try out your jokes on Omegle and just scoot from there.
It's the best. I love it. It's so fun just to mess with people.
My God, it's priceless. But it is the internet, so I'm sure Jim Carrey has seen your material. Have you received any acknowledgement? Have you received any? Who the hell are you?
No, none of that. I don't know if he I think he's just kind of busy painting these days. I don't know what he's doing. But no, I've not received anything. Though, like Rosie O'Donnell has noticed me, which is pretty cool. My lesbian heart. She's noticed me. But no, I haven't received any acknowledgement from Jim Carrey, which is totally fine. I totally get it. I'm not like, I didn't do it so I could get him to be like, hey, weirdo, I see ya. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Right. And how cool is it that you are a stand-up comedian of your own stature as well? And you've been hitting some of the coolest spots. And you definitely are rising up the ranks. You're using social media to the fullest extent possible as well. But just to talk a little bit about Jim Carrey, what do you think of the way his career also started with stand-up comedy? He's a big movie star and everything. But then, of course, there was that weird phase where we would see Jim Carrey doing all sorts of really bizarre interviews.
I know. He's a weird man. I think he's a genius. And I think geniuses are kind of weirdos. There's a lot of, they're just eccentric, weird people. He's a genius. So I think he's definitely got a little weirdness in him. He had that whole, what was that thing? Man on the Moon. with Andy Kaufman kind of thing. He went kind of crazy with that. But I mean, I think that comes with being so good at what he does and just a comedic genius and so original. So yeah, I mean, he started in stand up and then he just just rose and then got a little weird. But it happens. It happens to us
Yeah.
all.
I'd love to be part. I'd love to be part of a crowd when you go up on the mic for stand-up shows. But do you end up walking there and just addressing the elephant in the room? What's that like?
Yeah, I haven't. So I haven't done too many shows since I've gotten kind of big on TikTok because of COVID and everything. So I haven't addressed it. I've done a couple shows, but I haven't really addressed it. But if I do shows where I'm like touring and doing shows out, where people are coming to see me, I'm gonna address it. That'd be really weird and kind of disappointing if I didn't bring it up. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely probably just walk out like Ace Ventura, and then address it up front, and then kind of just go into my own stand-up material.
Right. Favorite movie of Jim Carrey? Do you have any? I mean, we've grown up watching The Truman Show. We loved Ace Ventura. The Mask was such a mega hit here in India as well.
Yeah, was
if
it?
you were to pick one?
Oh man. So like, yeah, as a kid, like I loved Liar Liar. I mean, that was such a good movie to me. I know he was overacting his ass off in that movie, but it's so funny to me. But also like, I'm an adult now, and I have to say, I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is like such a bummer of a movie, but it's so good. I love it. But I mean, old school, like Ace Ventura has my heart because that was the first thing I saw him do. And that's when I was like, that dad. So that one's probably up there as well.
Yeah, just the walk, the hairdo, and the crazy weird things that he did. That's all of it. But
yeah,
I'm sure you get this a whole lot wherever you go now, saying, "Hey, like, can you just like make that face, say a line," and things like that. Are you starting to get weirded out with all the popularity as such?
No, it's not weird to me. I mean, because it's not like I have to do much. All I do is like, if I just smile, I get that, what I mean? I'm just smiling and I can do it. So it's really not that much extra effort to just be like, alrighty then. I can do that. It's not a big problem. It doesn't freak me out. It's not annoying. I don't mind it. It's cool. I don't get it too often yet, or maybe I won't ever. So it's not that bad when it does happen.
Right. I'm sure tomorrow down the line in the future, you may end up meeting him. Have you ever thought of what that's going to be like and what you're going to say?
I have not. I've not even, I mean, I don't know what I'd say. I'd probably just say like, hey, father. No, I wouldn't say that. That'd be weird. You owe me money. No, I'd probably just be like, hey man, thanks for, he's an inspiration to me. And I wouldn't, I'm not a big starstruck person. I wouldn't get weird about it, start crying or, farting. But I would probably just, say thanks for the inspiration and thanks for the face. And, he's a big hero of mine.
Yeah, he really is cool. And I love the kind of comedy that he does. And your sets are so good, Heather. We love the
Thank
stuff you're
you.
doing on the internet. TikTok is banned here in India.
Damn.
The amount of users who are on Instagram, everyone's moved on to Instagram right now, and your content is blowing up there. And that's where we saw you. And we were like,
good.
God, who is this girl? And the kind of things that she's talking about, it's so very cool. Thank you for being such an entertainer, and congratulations, guys. Make sure you look up her Chotsky and her merchandise as well. You can find all of it when you follow Heather Shaw on Instagram. You can look her up on plenty of other platforms as well. You're blowing up on Patreon, and where else can we find you?
So not TikTok, I guess now. But yeah, definitely just, I would say Instagram, and I am on Patreon as well. Those are probably the two, but Instagram is the biggest. I'll post everything from TikTok onto Instagram as well for people that don't have access to it.
Right. And hopefully soon, once everything opens up, we'd love for you to come down to India. We'd love to host you, do an open mic.
Yes.
That would be crazy.
I would love to visit India. That would be so amazing. When Sadi speaks of it, he speaks highly of it. So I would love to visit for sure.
We'd love to have you over. You always have a home in our hearts. You always have a home whenever you come down to India. Travel to Goa. There are so many different places. It's going to be
I'd love to.
extravaganza. It's going to blow your mind, Heather.
I would love to. It's better than Florida. I already know.
All right. Before we wrap this up, can we have a couple of lines? Or if you want to try out a material, you can. Or if you just want to give us a couple of lines like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple lines, like a little it's party time. Party, because I gotta. Or like alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Geez, I mean, almost every movie of Jim Carrey, he has that exaggerated movement, the animated way of saying it. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And
yeah. Right. Yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
that he
he's so
does
good.
makes for such entertaining material. Thanks once again, Heather. Loads of love.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And look forward to seeing you soon, and look forward for all the other material that you come up with. Just stay funny. You're awesome. Keep rocking.
Thank you. You're awesome too. Thanks so much, man.